Good morning, everyone, and welcome to BuildWorks 101. My name is Sarah Lynn Parsons, and I will be the one taking you through today. As you can see, I do have some other lovely co-hosts on. Ken Chandrapathy out of CCA will be the one manning the chat for the most part, and Curtis Griffith will be alluding to some of the cool new things that are coming in the few future months. I'm just going to share my screen here and we'll get started. If you do have any questions as we are going through today, please do just pop them into the chat function right at the bottom. That was included in a bit of the pre-show. So just pop them in the chat. If they're easy to answer yes or no questions, Chan will get back to you right away. And if they do require a little bit of a here's how to do it, I will cover all of them at the end. I did just want to go through a bit of an outline so that you know what to expect. We'll start off with the dashboard, going through kind of what all of that information is, what it means, and how to best use it for your business, as well as managing of your account, setting up for the bid matching email, and updating your company profile. We'll also do a bit of a deep dive into project searching. So how to best find the opportunities that you are looking for, and then information on the project sheet as well to make sure that you are getting all of the information that you do need. So welcome everybody. First, if you haven't ever logged into the platform, first time ever since the transition, which was about a year ago, you will just want to use this forgot password button and enter your email. That'll then prompt an email to you that you can just click and reset your password. Since I don't want to do that, I feel like doing that might just derail this whole presentation. I'm just going to log in right now into my member test account. So as you can see, it takes a few seconds to load, but this is my dashboard. Right here, you can see I have an active membership in Alberta. I'm not an active member in Saskatchewan or Manitoba, and I work for the Edmonton Construction Association. So you can click on wherever you do have an active membership to see your membership type. As you can see, I'm a member of the Edmonton Construction Association, and that membership does not expire until January 15th of 2022. Next, we'll get into the project calendar. This is really helpful once you have been using the platform for a little bit. As you can see, I have a few projects that I am following. We'll jump into that a little bit later. But you can see here, projects with a closing date that you're following show up in the light blue, and any site meetings that are associated with the projects are a darker blue. This is showing for the remainder of March. So as you can see, I have a project closing a little bit later today and 2 more before this month is over. Look at April just so I can show you an example of how the site meetings show up as well. As you can see, on April 1st at 9:30 a.m., there is a site meeting for South Calgary 1 building envelope construction. If you do want to see a little bit more information on that project, it does link right here. It's hyperlinked directly to that project sheet. So if you want to go, okay, I can't even remember what that project is, you just click here and it'll take you directly to that project information sheet. So that's a pretty good summary, I think, of the project calendar. If you do have any further questions about that, just pop them in the chat or the Q&A function, sorry. Next, we get into my invited projects. That is linked with our invitation to bid, which Curtis will be speaking to a little bit later. My project updates. So again, when you are following a project, if there is an addenda issued, it will come to you via email, depending on your email settings with your security and your IT provider. Sometimes those get lost. So they do also pop up right here on my project updates and addenda update. Once they're here, you can click view and that will stop them from showing up right on your dashboard, or you can just dismiss them if you do already know about the addenda update. But it is just a quick update and you can just search this project number or click view to see that addenda. Projects I am following. So again, we'll get into this a little bit later on how to follow a project, but it does give you a list of all of the projects that you have followed as well right here on the dashboard. Opportunity matching. a similar thing. We'll get into that once we get into the account and updating your company profile, but these are opportunities that align with what you've indicated on your company profile is important to your business. My product matching, also something we'll jump into a little bit later. Bid results, so when a project is awarded or there are results for it, it will show up here if you have subscribed to that opportunity. Next, we're going to jump into the managing your account. So as you can see, my name appears here in this top right-hand corner. I'm just going to click on that and account. Then it's going to load my user profile. So as you can see, there is my email, first name, last name, and this email opt-out button. Let's say that when somebody added you to your company profile, they spelled your name wrong. I get that a lot. People will put an extra N or they'll hyphenate it. My grandma does it all the time. So you'll just want to correct the spelling. If you need to, you can do that right here. Any changes that you make, just make sure that you click update right here. You can also change your password right from this page. Now this email opt-out button, if you do not want to receive the daily bid matching email, this you'll want to keep checked. If you're like me, you like getting the email, shows you everything that's new in the last 24 hours, as well as what matches your opportunity matching keywords, you'll want to just leave this unchecked so that you do still receive that email. Once that's all good, just make sure that you are updating, and when you update, you get this successfully updated user alert in the top right corner. Next, we're going to get into the My Company information. So as you can see, in the Alberta zone, Edmonton Construction Association membership level and Edmonton Construction Association is the company. I realize now that that's a little bit confusing if you're trying to follow and differentiate the two. So sorry. You just click edit and here we are. So as you can see, you cannot change the company name associated with your company profile. Any name changes and things like that, they do need to go through your local construction association. That way we just know that everybody has the most up-to-date information, and any name changes are pretty significant. So it's best to let your LCA know about those. Next, company email. That's something that will become mandatory in the coming months, but as of right now, it's not. I would just encourage you to fill out anything, whether it's mandatory or not. If you have it, you might as well get the information up to date and as accurate as possible. So for company information for the Edmonton Construction Association, I know it's contact@edmca.com. So I'm just going to add that there. And then for their website, same, update everything that you can. Next, we're going to get into the user information. So if you have a new team member that is starting and you want to get them set up on BuildWorks, all you need to do is within your company profile, just scroll down to user information and press the add new user button, enter their first name, last name, email, as well as their title. So once the directory is live, you'll be able to show specific contacts that you want the world to see that work for your company. Typically, it's important for things like your chief estimators or your business development folk that they can be found and that they can be contacted. So we've made it easy by you just enter Sarah Lynn Parsons, and I'm a construction information specialist here at BuildWorks. So you'll just enter that all here. And show contact in public directory if you want them to be listed in the directory, and accept ITB invitation if you'd like them to receive the ITB invitation. Obviously, I'm already listed, so I'm just going to close that. Sorry, I also have a cat and he's meowing at my feet. So if you hear that, it is just my cat. Next, we're going to get into the business categories. So you can just select what's applicable. I think they're pretty self-explanatory, but if you do have any questions about that, if you're a general contractor, trade contractor, you just select whichever is applicable. Same goes for service region. So wherever your organization does work, you can enter that here. So let's say we're an Edmonton-based company, but we are more than happy to also go to Lloydminster, Grand Prairie, Fort McMurray. You'll just want to select all that you do work in. So you can just select all of those right here. Yeah, there we go. Labor type, similar thing. If you're unionized, you'll just want to select union right here, and then you can select which unions you belong to. Or if you're non-union, just check that off right here. For classification of work, it is a drop down as well. So you can just click on that, and whichever classifications of work you do kind of your bread and butter, you can add that all right here just by clicking the drop down and then selecting on all that are applicable. Another drop down for the owner type that you work for. I'm going to leave these as they currently are because they are also matched with my daily matches email that I'm going to show you in a little bit. So as you can see, community housing and schools are selected for my company profile. Next is categories. That I was talking about. I'm so sorry. Next is categories. So as you can see, allied services is right here. It's also a drop down with the CSI codes. You can add those all right there. Next, the matching keywords. So these are the keywords that also work with your daily matching email. So right here, I'll show you my daily matching email. As you can see, this one came through. It's my March 24th matching email. And I'm so sorry about Gideon, guys. Here is the daily bid summary. As you can see, I have 9 projects that match directly with those keywords. So Estonia Plain Road, design build services for the HA cost dash school replacement, so on and so forth. So those 9 directly relate to my keywords that are on my company profile. There were 20 projects added, 9 of them matched. That saves me some searching time. And it gives me the link directly to my email. So it's super handy if you like that convenience. So those were projects that included the keywords grading, drywall, and school. Next, we get into the product matching keywords. So if you are a manufacturer or a supplier, you can enter the things that you manufacture or supply as product matching keywords. That way, if something that is very specific and would be included in the specs, you can enter that here, and anything that has that specific word in the documents will also appear in your daily bid matching email. Next, we get into notifications and dashboard settings. So you can use this to customize the projects that do appear in that daily email, as well as on your dashboard that we covered just a little bit ago. Select which zones you would like to see in the email and see in the email in the dashboard and receive emails about. So because I only work in Alberta, I don't look at opportunities in Saskatchewan or Manitoba. I'm going to leave it just Alberta selected. But if you did also want information on projects happening in those other regions, you can just select them here. If you do not have a membership within those regions, though, you will need to pay a $75 per project fee, or you can get a membership at one of the LCAs in those regions as well. Next, we get into the public directory. Again, this information will be super crucial when the directory launches. You can add your core certification if you have it, yes or no. Also funding information and WCB certificate. So if you do have a WCB certificate, the letter, you can upload that as well so that other owners or other companies can see that information about you as well, and your liability insurance. Business description, again, just a quick write-up about what you do. You can also add associations, project samples, social media, and licenses, and any information on union affiliations and a company logo. So once you have updated all of this company information, what you will want to make sure that you do is click Save. so that it saves and you don't have to go through it all one more time. Again, once you get that successfully saved notification in the top right, you know you have done it right. If you do run into any problems with updating your company profile, again, just contact your closest local construction association or the association you have a membership through. Next, we are going to jump into the project searching. So as you can see here, you have the little BuildWorks logo and then dashboard and project. We're going to go projects and project search. So as you can see here, you have the narrow your results tab with find a project. So what you can do is search for keywords, similar words that I would put in my opportunity matching. So what I'm going to do is say gravel. I'm interested in projects that feature gravel today. You can search by keyword only without a document search. That just means that it'll show if gravel is included on the project information sheet, then that will show up in your results. If you want to see every project that includes gravel, anywhere in the documents, you can just do the document search as well. That does tend to just take a little bit longer because it is searching through so many words. You can also narrow it down by city if you only want to see projects that include gravel that are located in Edmonton. You can get pretty granular here. One thing that I will just say though is the more you narrow your results down, the less results you're going to have. So if you know that there is specifically one opportunity that closes between next Monday and between Monday and Wednesday of next week, you can just specify those closing dates here. Get as granular as you can if you know there's a specific opportunity that you're looking for. But I tend to leave it pretty broad so that you get more opportunities to look at. You can also narrow it down by classification of work, owner type, stage. So we do have open, we also have pre-bid information, closed, obviously results, awards, and shortlisted proponents. So those are kind of our main categories. And we do work really hard to get you those bid results, the shortlists, and the awards as well. Procurement type, again, you can narrow it down using all of these data filters, but for this, I'm just going to click search and see what happens. Another thing that you can do once you've found, you know what, I searched for gravel, I got 21 records that are currently open. Really like that. I'm going to save it. So once you've searched it, you can also just click save search, and gravel is what I want to save this search as, and click save. Then that will show up just under this narrow your results tab. So let's say you add 15 different data filters and you want to see how to quickly search that one next time you log in. Just use that saved search function and click on that saved search, and it will work for you just like this. As you can see, there are 21 opportunities found. I'm just going to take a look at this City of Leduc Community Development Project. So as you can see, here is information on the scope of work. It does include gravel in here. You can also see the project contacts. So with the City of Leduc, you want to talk to Carrie. Documents and addenda tab. So you can select either download all documents, which will give you access to all of the documents, or let's say you only really want to see the plans, you can just download plans. You can get even more granular by clicking on plans and then only seeing whichever one that you want to download. Same thing goes for the specs. You just click on that file icon and you click on whichever one it is that you want to download. Next, the bidders tab. So as you can see here, this project is for pre-qualified general contractors only. So you can see the pre-qualified generals are all listed here. And then if you do want to, let's say you're a supplier and you want to reach out to those general contractors, you can see all of their information right here. And Nilex and Norwood Waterworks have both expressed interest in this opportunity. If you want to be added to that bidders list, you'll just click this I am bidding button. You'll choose which bidder type you want to be listed as, manufacturer and supplier. as well as the contact information, whether you want it to be your own or your company contact information. So we'll just say my company information, including the email. And do you want to follow this project? So do you want to receive emails about new addenda that are issued? Do you want to see it on your dashboard? So on and so forth. Yes, add me to the list of followers. I'm just going to click save on that. And now you can see Edmonton Construction Association. There I am listed as a manufacturer and supplier. Let's say you've changed your mind, you're no longer interested in this opportunity. You can just click remove me from bidders list. And then, are you sure? Yes, take me off the list. You can also unfollow projects just by clicking on this follow and then confirm. So now I will no longer receive the email notifications for this project. It will no longer appear on my dashboard. Going back to the project list that I had, a few cool things on this project, Find a Project page is the view map, export to Excel, and print. So when you print the page, it will show basically the project information sheets for everything that appears on this table. Export to Excel, same information just on an Excel file, and then the view map just shows them with their locations tagged. One thing that you can do as well that I find really helpful before I do an Excel export when I want to check through a bunch of projects is just customize the columns that are appearing on my project search page. So as you can see here, you can toggle the columns. I have the project number, title, keyword density, and closing date appearing. Let's say I don't need to see the keyword density on that Excel export, but I do want to see information on site meetings as well as the funding. So you'll just want to check and make this kind of as customized as you want, and then click the apply button. Once you've done that, you can see most of these opportunities do not have site meetings. If they did, they would appear right here, and then you can just click that export to Excel or print to access that information. Another way to follow projects is just by clicking this little Wi-Fi symbol. By clicking that, you will get a notification saying you are now following this project. So now I'll get notifications for the Corinthia Park rehabilitation. Next, we are going to jump into this project information sheet. I did kind of cover it already a little bit, but just a little bit of a deeper dive. As you can see here, we have the project number that is unique to each individual opportunity. So if you do know you want to send the opportunity information to one of your coworkers, you can just tell them to search 2021-002068. Or I usually just do 2068 and I'll get the opportunity that was 2068 added in 2020 and in 2021, but it does narrow it down quite a bit. LCA number, so we take them based on the LCA that is closest or whichever LCAs are kind of in that region. So this one, because it's in Edmonton, has been tagged as ECA. Project location zone, that's provincial. And then the project title. The owner solicitation number, that aligns with what you would see in APC or in the documents. That is the standard owner solicitation number there. Site address, closing date, super duper important, always right here, and the number of addenda. So that number obviously is something that we're all checking as we get closer to closing dates, so it's important to just know where to find it. And then submit bids too. So that's just the information on where to submit your bids. Next, we get into kind of the project description. So here we have in the scope of work, that is generally where your keyword search is picking up the information from. So you can see here what this project includes and what it's looking for, as well as the estimated construction value. The project contacts page, here you can see who is already involved in the project. If you have questions, the contact person is listed on this tab as well. So when you have questions, this is a great tab to go to. And then the documents and addenda, we've already gone through how to download the documents, but again, just check off whatever it is that you need and click download. And the bidders list. I flew through everything that I needed, so I'm sorry if I was talking a mile a minute, but I think, no, realize what I forgot. If you do want to order prints of the documents for any project, what you can just do is click this order print button. That will then send an email to the LCAs, and someone will reach out to make sure that you do actually want to order the prints. And then typically, I know Dave Ross at the Edmonton Construction Association does all of their printing there, and it's great. You can print and pick them up. If you did just want to download the documents and you weren't quite sure, you can just click no, don't order prints and download them here as well. So I believe that wraps up everything for me. Are there some questions in the Q&A? Or Curtis, do you want to chat to what's coming?
Definitely, I can jump in and steal the steal the screen from you here, Sarah Lynn. Thank you. If you do have questions, you can chance answering some of them in the Q&A, so feel free to jump in there, or of course, at any time you can reach out to us. I'll share my screen. So two things that I'll share, and some folks that I see on the call have already seen this in more detail, are the upcoming directory and the invitation to bid functionality. So I want to talk a little bit just about how the two are connected and why they're important for everyone. So what you're seeing right now is our live directory. It's not published, so it's not available to the world, but it is active, and the content that you're putting into your profile is appearing here. So Sarah Lynn touched on the profile, where to fill out the information, a lot of it. And then this is just a visual on where it actually will display. So we should have the directory live to users and the public and to members. I'll say spring, summer, because I've gotten burned before. But I've done just a basic search for Firestop in our directory and gotten 19 different results. So there's a number of companies here across the platform, one in Manitoba, a couple in Calgary. And this information all displays here, which allows you to share that information with other users. They can reach out and connect with you, whether by email, view all your qualifications, et cetera, et cetera. You can add past project experience, which we've touched on before. Again, as Sarah Lynn mentioned, you can update all this information in your profile right now. So there's nothing stopping you from doing that. And then what's great about this directory versus our older one, you can now start to really drill down by some key information. So you want to see everybody that's got a core certification. Here's everyone that has said they have a core certification. So again, the first question that everyone has, we are not integrated with every safety association. So we are using, for now, the honor system. So companies that say they have this information, you still want to verify it with them, obviously, but it's a great place to highlight that you do have those certifications on your profile. Again, just as Sarah Lynn mentioned, you can fill all that out on your company profile through the public directory and connect all your social media accounts, key users, and then also have these folks appear in the public directory and also show on the invitation to bid, which is the next piece. So we had a number of GCs that used to use our old invitation to bid platform called On Demand. We are building a new one, and it's in what I would call beta testing right now. So it works, and we do have some folks using it. There's definitely some workarounds there. So what you're seeing right now, just as a visual, is my general contractor account, where I've sent out private invitations to this project, and I'm seeing all of my invites with their bidding status. And I'm hosting the documents here. And again, it looks visually just like any other project in BuildWorks, but the way we've built it and integrated it into the technology, this is completely private and being shared only with those sub-trades that I've chosen to invite. And I can invite them with my own private address book that I have. So if you have your own private list, that lives here in your address book, or the connectivity to the directory is here. So as a general contractor or a prime contractor using our tool, I can search for companies in our directory in the database by service region across the entire platform, just by their physical location. And then we'll add to this as far as other filters that you can use to search for those companies. So again, having that information in your profile is important. When we launch this, we're going to have, we'll get back to probably 40 or 50 general contractors, prime contractors using it. And this is just another great way for you to be listed, to get found, and then for them to send you private invitations based on your qualifications. So one of the key ones that's new is this service region. So we've mapped that out across the LCAs across the 3 provinces. You can select as many as you like or as few as you like, but that's going to be a critical filter. As most contractors that use our service find, one of the biggest values is when they're doing work outside of their comfort zone. Locally, they want to know which companies work in those different regions. So that's how the invitation to bid and the directory are tied together. And it's really built to create connectivity for you as members and particularly subtrades to be seen, to be visible, and to get found and to get invited and get some access to opportunities that you otherwise maybe wouldn't see. So that's a quick intro to those 2 tools. Both are very close to being live, and you'll start hearing more from us when those are available to you, and particularly the directory, where we'll be asking you to fill out that content, make sure it's accurate, and then we'll be doing our part to help general contractors get signed up and start using our invitation to bid tool. If there's any questions on that, shoot them through the Q&A, or I think my contact information is on the websites and all over the place, so never hesitate to reach out, and happy to answer those questions for you.
Thanks, Curtis. It looks like Kanchan has answered everything that was in the chat so far. So if anybody does have any other burning questions, feel free to pop those in there right now. If not, I think most of you would have received another email from me. Oh, Curtis, that one is for you. Yep. You're working on it? Okay.
Sarah, did you just want to answer that first question? How do you know which keyword is matching on the project? I'm pretty sure that it's answered correctly, but if you wanted to add anything more, that'd be great.
I will just read that right now.
Sure.
That's actually a tough question that I don't know the answer to off the top of my head. But I had to guess that if it's like when you receive the opportunity matching email, you're wondering which keyword it is that's matching. On the project sheet or within the documents, it'll be whichever keyword it is that appears. So let's say you have gravel painting and fire protection as your 3 different keywords. There's a pretty good chance that any of those words could be included in any project documents. So it could be one of them, it could be all 3. But the project information tab would have the keywords there as well. I think everybody received an email from me this morning, so if you do have any further questions about anything we covered here today, feel free to send me an email, give me a call, reach out however you can. I generally don't open letter mail though, so you're probably best to just send me an email. If there are any other questions, feel free to get in touch. If not, thank you for sharing your morning with me, and I hope you got something out of this. Take care, guys.